Slavery has been one of the most barbaric forms of human exploitation, and its effects are still seen to this day. The unimaginable violence during those centuries has been replaced by a more subtle, though very damaging, system of psychological and systemic repression. Brazil received about a third of African slaves in the Western Hemisphere. Today, the resource-rich nation commercializes Afro-Brazilian culture but continues to marginalize Afro-Brazilians themselves, who make up the majority of the country's poor. They also make up the majority of those killed by police. Recently, the state-imposed government of Michel Temer dissolved the Ministry of Racial Equality. The Caribbean as a whole received about 60% of African slaves and still reflects manifestations of racism and discrimination. For example, Haiti, which is one of the poorest nations in the world, still suffers from economic instability. The island had been forced to pay reparations to its French slave owners after gaining its independence, estimated at $40 billion. It denied the island economic, educational, infrastructural, and social growth. Haiti's current condition is a testament to that. In Jamaica, many locals use skin-lightening creams, having been inundated with media that help define a specific standard of beauty: blue eyes, straight hair, light complexions. What happens in Jamaica reflects a belief that the lighter skin you have, the more beautiful you are. And in Trinidad and Tobago, the economy seems to be driven by a racial constituent divide, and racial slurs are a common tone during election periods, as the supporters of the country's two largest political parties are dominated by either those of African or East Indian descent. These are just a few examples, but it's clear that the residual effects of slavery, as in other parts of the world, are still very much alive and have evolved. And on this International Day of Remembrance of the victims of slavery and the Transatlantic Slave Trade, many continue to try finding a connection to their homeland, with many others simply trying to define who they are right now.